Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Leon, I assume by looking at this page, we have some bills to pay.
We do. Okay, we've got a total of 23 claims. First of all, there's 6 electric bills that total $439.90. Lewis Brown's salary is $3,973. Taxes, payroll taxes be $1,419.50. Forwarding for the telephone is at $10.64. Advertising and postage on the credit card, $70.60. Cell phone is $45.51. And there's another forwarding, and there's 2 this month that just the way the calendar fell. We're still only getting once a month, another $10.64. Escrow to the Bank of New York is $6,757.74. Let's see, we had to replace a lost check, $720. That first one will be voided tomorrow. We have an annual service agreement with Gen Solar Power for $1,800. McAfee and Sewer, the $750 for rent, and the remainder in fees. He must have helped you several times.
His helper helped
Yeah,
me
okay.
several days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Between the 2 of them, it's $1,900. Fuel cost $138.56. Billing to Bluegrass Integrated is $557.68. Underground plant protection, the 811 projects, $27.55. Let me see here. Miller, Burry and Brown, that's, I know, recording liens, $1,320. And then Adams County RSD billing, $1,440. Mileage to the gal in Adams, Jamie in Adams County.
She's our accountant. She has to take a lot of that stuff to the bank.
Right, and this will now be a monthly process, paying her mileage. I guess Jane did it, correct?
Jane,
Free.
did you see the email? It's kind of interesting.
I don't recall.
Jane used that as an excuse to get out of the office to
Smoke,
smoke.
yeah.
So she didn't charge.
So now, we don't have a smoker, so we're
No,
paying,
we don't.
we're paying
She's not a
mileage,
smoker.
$56.55. Honecker Ringer for accounting, $3,210. Those 23 claims total $23,897.87. The balance in the checking account a month ago was $131,998.49. And today it's $167,836.66. And then the balance of our accounts, in addition to the checking account, we have a Bank of New York bond and interest escrow, $41,434.79. Bank of New York Project 4, $203,049.29. Bank of New York Debt Service Reserve, $30,642.08. Bank of New York Project 3 ARPA funds, 4 cents. Improvement Fund, which is in the form of a CD, $500,000. Improvement Fund in the savings account, $114,943.99. Those total $57,906.85. And in addition to that, the low income fund remains the same at $2,175.23. End of report.
I had two questions there.
Yep.
So, is the $1,300 for Murray, Miller, Burry, and Brown able to be reimbursed if their liens on Project 4? That'd be something maybe to ask.
That I don't
It'd be nice to have a conversation with Mark about that and
Yeah.
see if that's a reimbursable expense under Project 4. And the other question I had is, with now having about 7 months of operating expenses in our checking account, can we rebalance some additional into the savings fund?
transfer from the checking to the savings.
I can't remember what our rate ordinance said, but I think we need 2 or 3 months of operating expenses and checking,
Minimum of 2,
minimum of 2.
yes. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. Yeah, Trent even mentioned that. to
Okay.
me, And I told him, don't do anything until we
Okay.
approve it. I have no problem with that.
Do you have a recommendation of?
I just came home from Wisconsin, so
Okay,
I haven't
all
had
right.
time to really process anything, but let's see. If we have 60,000 left in, we could transfer 100,000.
100,000?
Yeah, yeah.
Then
Everybody's in agreement with that.
make a motion, yeah. Yeah, I will make a motion to transfer $100,000 from our checking account to the improvement fund savings account.
Okay, we have a motion on the table to transfer 100,000. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Still need to approve.
Now I need a motion to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So moved.
We have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pay the bills, Leon.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I didn't greet everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Ryan, you need to get out of here. Do you want to talk first? You're fine. Okay. Mr. Brown, you're up.
Okay.
You got 10 minutes.
Did you see my? Thank you very much. Air reliefs. Had Strafer, Strafer's maintenance crew come, and we did Liberty Center. All those checked out fine. We did Craigville. 6 of the 9 check valves were closed. Ryan, I'd like for you to explain what happens when you have the air relief valve closed.
Yeah, so basically, over time, those air reliefs are supposed to get the air out of the line, but that air is now trapped. Same way in a high point, that's designed that way in the line. So basically, your pumps are working harder, trying to push through basically a smaller hole to force that sewage through. Because that,
Closed because they closed over time?
No, there's no way they will close on their own. They actually have a tab to keep that from happening. They can't close and they can't open, because of the tab. VTF did not open.
They were never open.
They were never open, no. So, anyway, that's that. I do have, that same company, coming back on the 22nd to do Kingsland and Murray. Murray we had done before, Kingsland had not been done, so it'll be interesting to see if we have any more closed, check valves. I think on Murray there's, 6, and on Kingsland there's 9.
Could that have contributed to some of the siphoning problems we had early on?
I don't know per se it's gonna be that, but, you know, when you talk about the run hours of your pumps, it's gonna show maybe you're pumping more than maybe what the meter was. You know, we had it for a while and still kinda have a little bit of that. That could be attributing to some of that. The greatest concern is long-term wear of the pumps. I mean, they're running harder, longer than they need to.
They can't pump air. Those pumps are designed, and they can't pump against air, right? Because air will compress.
Air will compress,
and
so
water
basically
doesn't.
it thinks it's pumping, it's not relieving anything, so it's trying to cycle longer to get through there.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
still having issues trying to download, stuff from the panel. I've talked to anybody and everybody that wants to listen. I cannot figure it out. Having a lot of problem at Liberty Center simply because, or maybe because their internet is not that good, but, I can try to download it, it'll download part of it, and then it just stops. It says disconnected. Go back to next stage, it's the same stinking panel, and it'll download. It is frustrating. And it appears I can usually get 3, maybe 4 of them downloaded in a day, and then I might as well give up. It'll just, and I don't think it's, I'm not sure if it's the phone. I'm not sure what it is, but it is frustrating. And we need to be able to download those because you can get an idea by looking down in the pit. if it's working properly. It's not causing a problem for the homeowners because of the way the three floats. But it is causing a problem for the pumps because some of those pumps are cycling more like a sump pump in your basement that goes on and on for a minute, off for a minute. And it's having to do that. And that is hard on pumps. So I keep working on it. I've talked to Mike from Ferguson. I've talked to Adams County. They came over. We didn't have any problems on Craigville. We could either one of us download. So anyway, the grinder vent caps, if you want to see, I do have a picture of one that's not terrible, but I ordered 100 of those because they're all rotten. I've had customers call me and they're, well, I don't know why this lid fell off and is laying on top of your panel. Top of your lid. So, well, they're rusted off, so. And that is gonna be a little bit of a problem because we gotta unscrew that stainless steel nipple out of that top of that grinder, and those may not come out very easy. But we're putting plastic back, so I don't know why they didn't have plastic before. Yeah. I did send the notifications to all the Toxin customers about the bill. Believe you me, the phone's ringing. One of the frustrating parts for me is I put in that letter that I would be coming to all of their houses at some point in time. Some of them assumed it'd be tomorrow or yesterday or whatever. But when they do call, I explain to them that there's no real big rush, but we need to have all that done by the end of August, and that's 100 customers. And a lot of those will be nighttime customers. 3 or 4 of them said, well, you'll have to come on the weekend. And I said, I'll come on the weekend. We just have to get them done. So, but one of the things I'm waiting on is, and we'll talk about that, I need those wooden laths that I put in the ground where that grinder needs to go. VTF has still not supplied those. So, yeah. Okay, we talked last month about grinders that are leaking around the gasket. And I talked to the guy from Duke, and that's the company, and we actually got a quote from them a while back about to try to find the I&I and the main lines. And I talked to him about there being a way to possibly stop those leaks from drill a hole from the inside, because I'd heard about it. He said, yes, we could. He said they do that on concrete, but he said I don't know if that material will adhere to fiberglass. So he contacted the guy in Texas that was supposed to call me, and has so far, as of last week, had not called me yet. It's supposed to be the sealer guru or something. So anyway.
So the option is either drill through the side or go down from the top and fix all of them.
Dig a big hole in their yard. Yeah.
Dig a big hole in the utility easement.
What's that?
Dig a big hole in the utility easement designed for this effort.
But,
We'd have to probably pay to remediate it.
oh, yeah. And like one of them, like Mr. Henchman's out there, he's got it, a box, a landscape box around it and full of stone. And he did pull it out of the way for me. He said, just in case you want to come and do that. I said, sir, we're not ready. But he needed something to do, and he went ahead and did it. So anyway, but we do need to get those stopped. One of the things he asked me, he said, am I going to get reimbursed for my pump running so much? Because it runs for hours off and on for hours every time it rains hard. And I said, well, sir, he said, well, I'm not one to complain. So he said, I was just asking. I said, sir, I wish we could, but I don't see any way that we can do it. And his house is up for sale right now, and because he wants to go move to where his daughter is. And if that happens, then we've got another customer that will not understand. They will not be, or there's a good chance they won't be nearly as accommodating as Mr. Henchman is, and then we've gotta deal with that. So we need to figure that out, what we're gonna do with those, so. Moving on, the Dropbox. We had 33 used it this month, which is pretty good. People like it, and we also, on the toxin, customers, we are making the one at Adams County available to them, because a lot of people, instead of coming to Bluffton, they go to the Walmart in Decatur, and they can drop it off there, so that's gonna work out good, I think. Brooke told me to remind you, we need, committees. Every month, you guys just smile and carry. I will tell you this, you need a committee to figure out what we're gonna do about Helper for Me. You definitely. So, I'm gonna leave that alone, because that guy told me not to raise my voice. Brian, you're up. Homes along State Road 1, north of 224. Sit right down here and tell us all about it.
Well, I think we've got 11 homes there, one of which is a business. It's commercial. I know for a fact, well, we don't have any septic permits for any 11 homes, so we have no systems there. The commercial site is kind of a touchy one. They did go to the state to get some approval. They messed up their ground to put a system in for a parking lot. They are currently using some sort of porta potty system out there. However, I know the area plan did issue them a letter to move their porta pots. So I think that's out of question. Not trying to throw sympathy their way, just saying there is an issue. 2 other homes out there, I've had 2 contractors get a hold of me. We've got one that's right at an acre on the west side of the road. I didn't have a complaint on it. It's got a nice Band-Aid on it right now as far as the tank goes. It was collapsing. Contractor said, what do I do? We didn't have room for a septic. Like something happened. Across the road, I know that a local company went out and inspected the tank, and a real estate transaction fell through on that one because the tank is collapsing. And they may or may not have room to put in a septic. So in every home there, just about, there's one that has a large farm, 70, 80 acres. There's a couple that have 4 or 5 acres, but a lot of them are 2 or less. And they're all either old or in that age group where things are going bad. So as far as people having exemptions, there wouldn't be anybody that would qualify for an exemption. Even the large parcel, they would have to install a septic and then find a set aside, and then they would qualify for the 10-acre exemption. But outside of that, there's not a single one that could say septic installed after December of 1990 and up to date, current, and will pass inspection. So it's a trouble. It's a small troubled area.
So as of tonight, how many homeowners are not wanting us to hook them
I
up?
didn't bring that, we had it last month.
Yeah,
Right?
I think I
You
still.
probably haven't. It was 6 that,
5 or 6, I can't
yeah,
remember
it
which
was
way it went.
almost evenly.
We have 11 that want to.
No,
No.
11 total.
11 total.
And about
Yep.
6 of them, but the thing is, at least from my point of view, I'm not sure that these people are aware of the condition of their septic system.
So that's the thing.
The fact that they're gonna spend 20,000 or hook to us.
Well,
We had an outsider go out and do that legwork for us. Not trying to take anything away from him, because I appreciate it, but, he was doing it for his benefit. There's probably a lot more benefit that a person like LA or myself can sell to people and explain. That would be more beneficial. And a couple of those homes, one of them was a maybe, and that is the home on the west side of the road that I know has a very big temporary Band-Aid on. So, if I went and talked to her with my knowledge of what I know is there, I doubt she knows it, because that was all part of a real estate
bet they know.
transaction. So, yeah.
Ryan, do we still have time? Ryan Littlefield, do we still have time?
I mean, we have time, yeah. The only thing with this one is we gotta go through the state
you think the state would be responsive to the fact that there's been complaints and stuff to find a way to get it included with some extra?
Had like documentation from Ryan, that's something to the effect of through a letter or what have you, and we submit that with that formally, I think it would aid in that effort being sped up.
So I would have 3 out of the 11 that I could have issues with.
Any of those 3 on the north side of the issue, of the area?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be just, joking about it. I mean,
Yeah.
if the trouble area is on the north side and we have to run up to it, then some
Yeah.
of the no's, we're kind of bound by code.
Correct.
So if we have a complaint in an active problem area and we need to run pipe past a homeowner, then the goal isn't to necessarily pick them up, but they have to be picked up by Indiana code. So unless they qualify for an exemption, but we've already established they don't.
There are no exemptions.
Right, so that's kind of how I break it down.
You know, the commercial one, flat out, it goes to the state. It doesn't stay with the county. And it's fell through the cracks for now. There will be a time when there's not turnover in the state, when the state will come back and say, wait a minute.
What are you doing?
What happened in 2020 with, yeah. So, a little bit of a concern there.
I would think they'd be the one that would want it the most.
Yeah, it should, yeah.
And he does.
Oh, he does.
does.
Oh, he
He does,
yeah.
believe it or
Yeah,
not.
there's no-
He's the one that done the
there's
legwork
no-
for
he
us.
did the legwork,
So,
yeah.
But
So
do I-
this is the state that's causing the problem?
No,
Well,
he came to the county. There was a predecessor or 2 before me that got the ball rolling for him, got the ball rolling through the state. Then my understanding is during COVID, it fell through the cracks.
Oh, okay.
Imagine that.
it did.
Yeah,
only because it's a business, not a residence.
right.
Yeah. But did I hear you say that you are willing to talk to a few homeowners that,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay, I think we ought
I think
to,
we want to do that.
I think we ought to give you the green light, whatever it takes.
Okay. See where we stand. I mean, it's, I think one of the one I know was failing, they never did get a hold of him. So there's one that we don't know where he stands. The other one was a maybe, and I know the situation there, so that should turn into a no if somebody's thinking. Or a yes, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yeah.
A yes if they're thinking clearly.
Well, would you Ryans be willing to work together to make that case, to see if that we could get some additional? I would love to make a push into SRF to get some additional funding for septic elimination and solve one of their problems that fell through their crack.
Yeah, I was gonna say, schedule-wise, I think we compare it 2 different ways. We can even let toxin play out, and if there's money left over, we can say, hey, we have this available, this is what we're looking at. You have some pennies left
Okay.
over after this funding cycle that can be attributed to something that was left over as well to help resolve this issue. And then with all the documentation that we have out there, it'll be a little bit harder case. It was included in the mass plan, it just wasn't the specific zoomed-in study area. So I think that overall, they'll look at it kindly, and it supports your current system. So I think it's just going through the process. So if it takes a little bit more time, I don't know if that's bad, and it hurts us.
So you would recommend that we would kind of let toxin play out and then have this as a quick bolt-on change order?
My concern is I don't want this to be the caveat to give a time extension.
Oh, fair play. So when it comes to the strategy, we'll follow your lead there, as long as we have the framework in place to do a quick.
Your guys' perspective was always, we're holding them to the state, and if we give more, they could maybe ask for more, so we want to keep it black and
Good
white.
point there. Excellent point.
But we can still start those conversations with the state right now.
All right,
What that looks like.
yeah, appreciate it. That'd be great. And so we're still,
I think
sorry,
we want Ryan to talk to these people.
yeah, I would say, yeah, if we can, for sure.
We're in LA too, as far as that goes.
I'll stick him on the nasty ones.
He's gonna have his hand full trying to talk to 100 people about where to put a grinder, an easement
Grinder
placement.
or their tap. Yes, I will have, but I'm willing to, I don't know any of those people anymore out
Yeah.
that way.
So-
I used to.
If VTF's not gonna send over slats for the signs and the locates, let's pick up some and we'll reimburse ourselves,
Well, they should, yeah.
right? Through the project fund, and we'll just add it to the list of things we can beat about the head and shoulders with. Just save one, save 5 for us, for the next meeting they show up at.
They better get prepared. So we got our marching orders, Ryan?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, just let me know what you need from me.
That sounds good. Yeah,
Okay,
Perfect.
all righty. Out of here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you
Ryan.
guys. Have a good
Appreciate
evening.
it.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, one of the things that we need, just in case we ever have to get down in one of those pits, we need a good tripod, aluminum tripod and safety harness. You can find them online, the whole kit for about $350. The other thing we need is a gas meter. I'm sure these guys know all about that. And I said this is one time I wish John Shady was here, because he could sure tell about it too. And I did talk to Derek today. I looked it up online. You can buy them for $350. Guess what? In talking with Derek, he said that'll be $350 that you probably use once and then be afraid of it. So, one like the city has is for the meter, for the calibration. It takes a special calibrator it needs calibrated every so often, and you have to put, I didn't know this, but you have to, they provide you with a certain kind of gas, and that's how you calibrate or check for calibration, make sure it's working. That's about $2,500 total. The nice thing that Todd said, he said, well, if we buy one just exactly like the city of Bluffton, and yours doesn't work, he said they've got several of them that they could loan us one for a day if we need it. But I'm not getting down one of those grinders without a meter. It is just not, my life's worth something. So, I don't know if
Hope
you
to
want.
shout.
What's that?
I hope to shout it is.
Well,
So, what's the total then? It was 2,500 plus 300, about,
25 total?
what's that?
You say 2,500 total?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Might as well figure $3,000.
right.
On that, so.
Everybody good with that? We need a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to authorize the superintendent to purchase a tripod and gas meter around the $3,000 mark provided.
We have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, don't wanna beat a dead horse, but I need a helper. I know Mark's not here, I know Mark, since his dad passed, was not around, and then he had a vacation scheduled here, so he has not been around. So, yeah. We'll move on. Landscaper, Ryan probably hasn't heard anything from VTF about what they would do as far as.
Still evaluating options.
Yeah.
My guess is they'll keep pricing things as things get closer to that time, so.
Yeah. The gate at Liberty Center, I know that VTF sent somebody down to work on it. It is, I took pictures of it today. It is better than it was. That's all I'm gonna say. It is not right. It is absolutely not right. They basically dug a deeper trench instead of raising the gate up. Because it was dragging. Now it doesn't drag, but when it freezes this winter, that trench is gonna fill up with water, and that gate is still not gonna open, and it didn't open last winter. So, anyway, I don't know if we can ever get them to fix it. Anyway, we're gonna move on. The stakes, I will get stakes. Miller Surveying is where, we bought them before. We'll just,
Following up with Nick again.
yeah.
I'll keep pushing them this week and then probably hear something later in the week then.
Okay. This next part that I put in there is just basically for, oh, by the way, Jonathan did call me, the reporter called me and said that because of the fair going on, he wouldn't be able to be here tonight, but I put this in there because he's gonna listen to the recording. The billing for all the projects is being done today, including the interim rate for Toxin. Customers are going to bill by the end of this week or the first of next week, because that has to go to she got it done today. It goes down to Lexington for Bluegrass to get them processed and sent out, and then you know how the post office has been lately. Payments are due August 4th, but there is a grace period. No late fees are added until the new bill is processed on August the 10th. And so, anyway, okay. I'm requesting that you request that a representative from VTF be at our next meeting to go over the following things. There's slow or no responses, right? Nick just, anyway. The start date and the delay, and I'm sure you guys are already wound up on that one. The finish date and penalties. I would like, seriously, for my customers, I would like to know why they're delayed until August. Because I've already had that question and tried to answer it politely. But the finish date and penalties, definitely the gate at Liberty Center. And last but not least, have had quite a few complaints about County Road 300 West, south of the gas station at Liberty Center, including one from the county highway engineer. That road where they put those manholes and stuff is not good. So I don't know if it's been too long, if we can
It's been past the
it.
maintenance part,
Yeah, so we could probably are just gonna have to say, yeah, I mean, they were, yeah, some of the customers, or some of the people that live there were pretty hot at me even today.
Never
When I-
hurts to ask.
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's settled, I mean, something is settled because it's bump down through there, where they made the ladder, cross connections and around the manholes. And even, the county engineer said, that's just really not acceptable, so, and I don't wanna put words in his mouth, but, yeah, he was asking about it, and asking if VTF would do anything about it, so that's something we have to ask, so. And I don't know, I would imagine we could wait till next month to ask, or Ryan can ask it.
I'll include that in the
Yeah.
list when I send the request,
Yep, other than that,
You're gonna send a request for him to be at the next meeting?
unless you guys want to send it.
No, that's fine.
Please do.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brown.
that's it for me. Ryan, you're
Oh, you got a question?
Well,
Will?
for John, on the same subject, though, if we do add homes north of 224, do we have to amend the treatment agreement then? If we're adding more homes to the toxin pump? Yeah,
Just with 11, it won't be substantial. Yes.
okay, but we'll wait until that time comes, yeah. Okay.
Anything more for Mr. Brown? Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Mr. Ryan?
Okay. So to kind of go, I'll give you kind of an update on some of the things we've been updating in the past. I talked to Nick, it was probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks maybe already. Still inquiring about the panel. He's noticed the same issue I noticed, that they haven't received that yet, and he's inquiring about it, but I still have not seen anything to this date to review. I know that's still something that Ferguson's super curious about on how they're intending to be apples to apples with the other panels that you guys have in your current system. So we're still watching that, seeing how that's going to play out. And once we have more information, we'll let you know. If not, we'll hopefully hear about it next month, because that'll be on another thing I'll add to that list for things for those guys to highlight. So LA hit about the
Is
gate.
there a requirement in our specs to make them equivalent?
They have to, either way, they have to send a submittal. So whether
Yeah,
they
our
send,
approval
we're
via
going to
you.
review it, whether it meets the spec or not. And then if it's a or equal, so to speak, we want to review that, and we'll use the suppliers to state why they may feel it's not or equal. Then we kind of determine with you guys, the board, we'll say, hey, this is the piece that they say it's not, and it really doesn't matter, or it does matter. And then we can determine if it's something you guys want to proceed with. So if they are going to submit it or equal, I would have liked it a lot sooner, just so we could have gone through that process, because I don't like to just rush through it, because this is a large component that LA will be calling me about that he doesn't even know how to
Let me
use,
be
so.
perfectly clear, from my perspective, if we deny an or equal request, it does not alleviate their due date.
I don't think our contract gives them, I'll say, a longer runway by not submitting something timely, so.
Right. So if it's a no and they got to go spend another 4 months, they can look forward to 4 months of penalties, and we were going to hit them for every penny they owe us.
I've made that clear
Period.
on the call, yes.
Right, and God help us if we only could take the second lowest bid next time. They would never do another contract for us. That's Andy's personal opinion. I said the quiet part out loud, but
As LA mentioned, I did follow up with them again on stakes. I will see what that happens beginning, through the middle of the week. If nothing's happened, I'll let LA know. And then if we have to go about that part of the contract, I mean, there is a stipulation in there stating that they need to supply him stakes for those purposes so that he could do that for them. It made the process a lot smoother, obviously, in the past. And plus, we knew what voice was speaking to the customer. So that was the whole point of it, and we want to make sure that gets moving forward. From last month, the Hogue property, all that stuff's been coordinated with VTF, so they have all that stuff, so that's included in as part of their scope. And then the last piece that I have in regards to the project is VTF submitted a pay application a couple months back. Essentially, it's a pay application for all the materials that they bought and are now storing on site, so it's material storage cost. Our contract does allow for that to be paid since it is on site and they produce receipts. It took a while to get the receipts, but I do have the receipts. I don't have a signed application from them yet, but that's immaterial. It's really more of approvals, and we can go through this middle process if you guys should see fit.
I think we need to talk about it next month with them.
And that's fine if that's what you guys want to do. So the invoices that they have are a little over $500,000 of materials that are sitting on site. A lot of it pipe, structures, pumps that they have. So that stuff's been verified. So the stored materials that they're asking to be paid in total is around $424,000. So it's $424, $54.69. However, we take out retainage, so we're holding 8% of that per contract that you guys can hold to the end of the project, as we've done in the past, in case there's issues that need to be resolved. So this application's for $390,130.31. That's 390,130.31. I'm happy to supply this application to you guys for review too. I know that you guys haven't seen it. I've looked through the invoices, so it does match up in a line. I'll let you guys decide how you want to take, what your motion may be or may not be on that.
I think I would make a motion to take the application for review and adjudication for next month. I have not seen the numbers. I think I want to look them over a little bit.
I'm happy to forward it all to you guys. Make a note. Okay, last but not least, the bridge replacement on State Route 116. We've been working through some different coordination items with another engineering firm through the state. It's a contracted project through NDOT. They will be replacing that bridge. A lot of that coordination, we've tried to have some understanding on how it affects our force main along 116.
Where is that? On 116?
Basically a little culvert.
Yeah, it's a little culvert, yeah.
It's a little culvert. Right, do you know where Gary Boone lives?
Yeah.
First house towards Murray from 200.
On the west, yeah.
I mean, from 250.
Oh,
Gary's over on the ranch house.
down in there?
Just
Yep.
in that dip, just a little one. However,
Yeah.
you tell them.
However, we finally received plans that are advanced enough to understand what the impact is. They're extending that culvert far enough where our main is underneath the culvert. I am not comfortable with what they proposed. We used an HDPE pipe that's not it doesn't have structural loading in that pipe with water, and it's gonna crush it, if at best anything else. So I've inquired, are they doing any type of bridging over top of the main, concreting around? What are we talking about here? Or are we looking at a relocation? I said, this is really for you guys to specify to us. We're not comfortable as you present it now, no, but what is this? I say all that to the effect of, if there is a relocation, since we're in NDOT's right away, we get to pay for that relocation as the RSD. So another gift the state keeps on giving. So we have been very adamant about what are the mechanisms you're trying to do to show that you're trying to avoid us. Other utilities in the area, I understand that there's issues they can't. So when you have a 2-foot deep fiber line that needs relocated, it's in the middle of the box. We're not in the middle of the box. So there's other means that could be had in order to eliminate conflict. They are more expensive probably, but it's something we want them to show us and understand what they're actually looking at doing. So I wanted to make everybody aware of that since we finally have that. I have sent that stuff to LA and kind of talked through with this scope a little bit of what it looks like. I think the actual sale date of that contract's maybe not till 2027 sometime, so we have time. But we really need to know some answers, because I don't want you guys to be surprised if that does become a relocation and then there's money's got to be allocated, set aside. Obviously, that was not in the budget. So the previous rendition that we've seen of the plans were way too preliminary to really have any understanding if there was impact.
And they wanted us to pay to expose that line and prove where we were. We kind of drug our feet while it was wet to get a machine down there and stuff. And so they went ahead and evidently paid somebody.
They paid somebody to do it themselves. What we supplied with the tracer markings and the approximate depths, they didn't feel was adequate. So we said, well, if you don't feel that's adequate, it's really up to you to expose that. We would like to be there to ensure you're not harming the main. Apparently that didn't happen, but either way, they did have actual depth elevation shots through where that culvert will be replaced. So we know that those are legitimate. We know where the main is. We know where our separations are, so.
Okay.
More fun ahead.
Gift that keeps on giving.
Yes. But that's what I had for tonight.
You got anything else, Ryan?
Thanks. If you could forward us that information.
I will do that tomorrow morning, yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, guys.
Any board comments before we ask the crowd if they do?
Do we need to
No,
act
we have-
on these?
We got
We have an attorney report.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's from
You got one?
Brown and Brown.
Miller-Berry and Brown. Brown is here.
All right. Talk to me.
Okay, Brooke has submitted a claim for $1,320 for reimbursement on the,
Well, that's what.
Oh,
you're
that's what I
right.
was asking
Yep.
about. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Now we know.
now you know, that's lien releases and liens recorded between 5/7/28, and you have a copy of it, and 7/13, I'm sorry, 26, and 7/13, so she has done that. We also have a claim from Choice One. You have a copy of that.
Yep.
For $1,197.08. And Ryan can tell you.
Do you have those disbursement request numbers?
I'm not sure that she gave me any disbursement request. Now, I do have a disbursement form that Bruce would need to sign, and maybe,
Is it a blank one or is it,
no,
it's filled out?
as far as I know, it's filled out. That's what she emailed me. Bruce, do you have it?
I see invoice numbers, but I don't see.
I don't see any disbursement request
Uh-uh.
numbers. I think we need them.
Yeah, for the minutes.
Yeah. Auditors will
Bruce, there's another paper there.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, yeah, that's the
Oh, here
one.
we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I did not print that for everybody.
Is that just, you have one for each?
I only had, as far as I know, I only received one.
Yeah, that's the only one
Should
I,
be one for each invoice.
Okay,
And what's that one for?
3,272,
We don't have anything for 3,000 that I know of.
well,
Do they
okay,
add-
that's the beginning. I've never looked at one of these before. Here it is, here's 1197.
Oh,
that's the
choice
choice
ones gets,
Yeah, that's choice one. I'm trying to
he's a nice
find
guy.
I think it's disbursement request number 14. Does that sound right?
It's in the teens. I just didn't know which one it
Yeah.
was.
You just have one of these?
That's all.
That's all I
So,
had.
and she sends, I wish there was a way that all of this stuff could get sent before 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I know.
Yeah,
Monday.
and
My
I need
Monday
to go
is
back up
spent
and look
just
at my
sitting in
email
the
and I
office
forgot it.
Waiting on the next
I'm gonna have to
report.
say
And I'm
it's-
not complaining, my dog likes me there, so
I'm gonna have to say it's number 14,
that's all I can say.
but this one is just for choice one, not for Miller, Burry, and Brown.
Well, they'll bring 15 next month,
Yeah,
and that answers the question. So
you can look at it as well, but that's what I see.
these are one each. They've always been one each.
We're only doing choice one. Or
I'll
we
make a
do it
motion
both.
to approve disbursement request number 14 for choice one and the amount of $1,197.
And 8 cents.
Nope, we dropped the 8 cents.
They
We
never
ran
put
down.
cents on the
Sorry.
disbursement request.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve that request?
Andy made the motion.
We got the motion, we need a second.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So we're tabling this other one until next month?
Yeah, if we don't have a disbursement
Okay,
request,
all right.
yeah.
Perfect.
If, you know, if I do find one, I'm gonna apologize to Brooke and say I'm sorry. I did not.
I didn't see it in the electronic versions that came through, so.
Yeah, it's just too many times, I mean, yeah. And a lot of times that's the attachment is at the end of a whole bunch of messages. I wish, you know, anyway. I'll get in the 21st century someday.
Okay.
I doubt it.
That it?
That's it for the Miller, Burry, and Brown report.
Any board comments? Crowd have any comments? AJ?
What is the current ETA on the start on this project for Toxin? We've been told, what, beginning of the year, now we're halfway through the year. I'm here in August. How long is this gonna keep going? How long are they gonna keep pushing back? Now we're having to start paying, and there's not even ground being broken? So, what are we doing here? What are you guys doing? I think it's time for you guys to tell BTF to show up to the meeting. I don't think it's his
That's why we want-
responsibility more.
that's why we want them here.
It's already,
And it's,
they've already voted for that, right?
well, I think you're gonna have Brian do it. I think it's your guys' time for you guys to reach out to him and tell him to show up and let's meet. And, cause it's been going on way too long. Now you got residents paying without having any work done. I don't see it coming anytime soon, the way this contractor has been for the past several projects. It's time for this board to finally take action against this company. And I've already sent a letter to the lawyer and to LA. I'm assuming LA has my letter.
Yes, I got the letter.
I am not gonna pay until I have an agreement with the board about my property, because I was not happy with VTF the last time they were in the area, because they had no permission to be on my property. They did, they destroyed it. I had to pay out of my pocket to fix it.
And
So,
Mark did say he would reply to that. I don't know if you knew, his father died out in Washington State, so he was out there, and has only been back in the office a few days since then, so. But he will, I talked to him again today.
that's
so.
fine, but it's just time for this company. We're still having issues with the first projects. This is downright ridiculous for the residents of this area, for Wells County. I know they're a low bid, but we need to do something for the residents. This is time and time and time. We have issues in every single project. Or we're gonna keep having issues in Toxin. What I tell my neighbors in Kingsland, what I tell my neighbors in Toxin, what do I tell my voting residents, my constituents in my township? That, hey, oh, it's done, it's over, we can't do anything about it. And it's time for this board to step up.
Ryan,
Needs to be
give me
action.
the VTF's information, I'll be glad to contact them.
Thank you. That's all I have for right now.
Okay.
Thanks, AJ.
Okay. Anybody got anything else?
Anybody else?
This is asking for our son. He wants to know why you had to have all that information for the building.
You don't, yeah, and I will say this, if he doesn't fill any of that stuff out, all we need is the name,
Dennis
address,
Henley.
phone number.
Okay, he may have already filled it out. He
Yeah,
just questioned why we had to have so much of it.
Why do you need the driver's license?
I
H-E-N-L-Y.
don't understand that myself. They send this stuff to me and say, mail it out. I thought, I don't know if, to be,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know why, but,
I told him it was if they sued us for non-payment. They needed all.
that was probably, but we're not worried about you. I'll just
They were
come,
gonna file a claim against our property. They needed all.
I'll just come knocking on your door. I know you won't shoot
Meet
me.
you in the August.
I'm not sure.
I haven't even got a dog, so.
Oh, I have a dog. And she rides in the truck with me. Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else? If not, I entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Thank you for everybody coming. Thank you, all the board members.
Yeah, always.
What you got for me, Lee? You got a call today from somebody